All right, today we're pulling back the curtain on the modern marketing playbook. We're going to break down how the smartest companies have shifted their focus from just making a one-time sale to something much, much bigger, turning you into a genuine, lifelong fan.
But first, let's start with you. Just think for a second about your favorite brands. You know, the coffee shop you always go to, the airline you prefer, maybe the phone you're holding right now. Why them? What makes you stick with them? Is it just the product, the service, or is it a feeling? Just kind of hold on to that thought, because by the end of this, you'll see the exact strategy behind that loyalty.
Okay, let's get right into it. To really get what's happening now, we have to understand just how much the game has changed. I mean, the old rules of marketing, they're officially a thing of the past.
For decades, marketing was all about one thing, the transaction. The goal was super simple: make the sale, then move on to the next person. But modern marketing has completely flipped the script. Now, that sale, it's just the beginning of what they hope is a long-term relationship. It's all about engagement, not just a quick exchange of cash.
And if you're wondering why everyone made this huge shift, well, it comes down to some simple, kind of brutal math. It costs 5 times more to go out and find a new customer than it does to just keep an existing one happy. That one statistic right there is the economic engine driving this entire revolution.
So, if building relationships is the new goal, how does a company even start? Well, the answer is pretty simple. They listen. I mean, they really listen. They have to gather all this intelligence to understand who you are, what you actually need, and of course, what their competition is up to.
And they do this with something called a Marketing Information System, or MIS. The easiest way to think about it is like the central nervous system of a company's marketing department. It's not just some static database, it's a living, breathing system, designed to turn all that raw data into actual, smart decisions.
This system basically breaks down into 4 clear steps. First, companies look inward at their own sales numbers, their own customer lists. Then they look outward, gathering intelligence on their competitors and what's happening in the industry. Third, they do specific research, think surveys and focus groups, to answer a very particular question. And finally, they use all these powerful new tools to turn that mountain of data into a winning strategy. It's a full 360-degree view of everything.
So, once a company has all this great data, what's next? Well, the next step is to use it to map out the customer's journey. And that means understanding not just who is buying, but just as importantly, how they're making their decisions.
And you know, this journey looks totally different depending on the market. For consumer markets, that's you and me buying a new pair of shoes, decisions are often emotional, social, and happen pretty fast. But in business-to-business markets, or B2B, you've got a whole organization buying, say, new software. That decision process is way longer, way more complex, and it's driven by purely rational, functional needs. You need a completely different playbook for each one.
But here's the really crucial point. For both of those markets, the old, predictable straight line from "I'm aware of this product" to "I'm buying this product" is just gone. The internet, social media, online reviews, all of it has completely smashed that linear model to pieces. To map this new, messier reality, marketing guru Philip Kotler came up with the 5 A's. It starts with being aware, sure, but then it quickly moves to appeal, where the brand creates an emotional hook. That hook makes you ask. You go online, you check with your friends. Then you act and make the purchase. But here's the most important part, that final step, advocate. That's where you become a fan, a brand ambassador, and you start the whole cycle over again for someone else with your review or your recommendation.
And this right here brings us to the ultimate goal, getting customers all the way to that advocate stage. That is the holy grail of modern marketing. It's all about building loyalty that's so strong, your customers basically start doing your marketing for you.
And the financial reason for doing this? It's absolutely staggering. Research shows that increasing customer retention by just 5% can boost profits anywhere from 25% to a mind-blowing 95%. That is why companies are so obsessed with earning your loyalty.
To do this, they focus on a metric called Customer Lifetime Value, or CLV. This has nothing to do with how much you spend today. It's a prediction of the total amount of money they think you'll spend with them over your entire relationship with the brand. And maximizing that number, that's the core objective.
Okay, enough with the theory. Let's see how this actually works in the real world. Our first case study is Almarai, the Middle East's biggest dairy company. These guys are absolute masters of building loyalty because they so deeply understand their market. And their success? I mean, it's undeniable. They control an incredible 45% of the GCC dairy market.
You just don't get that kind of dominance by accident. It's built on a foundation of relentless, research-driven strategy.
So how do they pull it off? Well, they use every tool we've just talked about. Their marketing information system is always working, running consumer panels to see how tastes are changing, and investing in deep cultural research for key times like Ramadan. This lets them adapt everything, flavors, packaging, you name it, to local preferences, and they feed all of it into a powerful forecasting model that keeps them way ahead of the curve.
Now let's look at a digital-first example. The food delivery giant Talabat is a perfect case study in how to build loyalty in the super fast-paced world of apps and on-demand services.
Talabat's loyalty engine really has 3 key parts. First, they lock you in with a subscription like Talabat Pro, making that free delivery feel like a can't-miss habit. Second, they turn the whole experience into a game with rewards, giving you points for ordering and reviewing that keep you coming back. But the real magic is their personalization engine. It uses AI to learn your tastes and serve up recommendations so perfect it almost feels like it's reading your mind. It's the 5 A's journey, perfectly optimized for the digital age.
So, the next time you find yourself choosing one brand over another again and again, just take a closer look. You're not just a customer making a random choice. You're a player in a very sophisticated, very well-designed game. And now that you know the rules, I wonder, will you be able to see the playbook in action?